Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the Hike Livestream. Today is day 8. I can't believe that we are getting to the end of our journey, end of our hike. I can't believe that we are. All right, we're just waiting for some friends to join us. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me. This has been so much fun. Hi, Craig. It's good to see you. I think you win for being the most engaged in this journey, and it really makes my day. I'm gonna have to send you something like we talked about earlier. It's just so good to see you every time. I love it. I am finally back in Nashville. Over the weekend I was traveling. I did a show in Iowa. um, I think I drove a total of 20 hours this weekend, so I feels really good to be back in my own studio and back on here with you guys. Just this is how I wanted to spend my night. This is just really fun. Well, I'm really excited. Today is day 8 of our hike. So like I said, we have been going up the mountain this whole time, and now we're on our way back down. Today is the first stop on the way back down. Hi, Shay. It's good to see you. And as we come on the way back down, I thought the first thing I would do on a real hike is I would take a day of rest, and I would stop at a campfire and just finally, after reaching the top, take a day of rest and reflection. And that's really what today's song is all about. This song is called Fragile. It's probably the most vulnerable on the record, maybe the darkest as well. This is a song that I wrote with Corey, who you guys met yesterday. She kind of talked about it a little bit. Hi, Shannon. It's so good to see you. I was just in your neck of the woods yesterday. I mean, a little bit south, but I was in Iowa yesterday. Thought of you. Yeah, and so I love this song. It's a really special one. And I'm going to go ahead and open up our map and we can check it out, all right? All right, so we're officially on page 2 of the map, so you can check it out. It's on the second page here. And we are all the way here in the campfire. By this point, when I was making the map, I was having way too much fun with all the different ways I could do this. And so the way you find the elements is if you click these little red circles that are on the campfire picture. And those are the different pieces of this song. And so I actually would love to listen to the studio version of the song. There's also an acoustic version that is just for people who have joined the hike, so I hope you'll check that out. But I really love the studio version, and so I'm going to go ahead and play that for you guys.
Shell shock, waking up alone. Shoes aren't by the door from the night before. There's no missed call on my phone. Sit down, 'cause I'm too tired being on my knees. I've been praying, but you're not saying anything. Why not wrap the heart in armor? Pay the thing in gold if I lend it to someone. I know it's safe to hold.
So that is Fragile. That's the song for today. Um, like I said, it's to me, thinking about coming back down from that mountain and thinking about stopping at kind of a campfire, I feel like that's a very reflective place, and that is kind of what I felt like fit this song. And so that's kind of why I chose it today. Oh, Shay, I'm gonna tell my husband that you like the guitar solo. That is, he actually created that solo. He like tried it a few different times, and it's probably my favorite solo on the record. It's one of the few that he did. Um, hmm. Oh, I love that. She says, "This song, this song sang to some pieces I didn't know I still carried. Absolutely put me back together." Wow, I'm loving this. You guys are the best. Thank you. Um I love this song. I think it's a really honest song. It's a song that kind of scared me to put on the record a little bit because it's pretty vulnerable. Hi Michael, it's good to see you. But there's this really cool interview with David Bowie, and he says if you don't have music that scares you, you're probably not pushing hard enough. And I think that's kind of why we ended up putting it on the record. I think one thing I love about this song is, I really think this song asks kind of that age old question of like, why do bad things have to happen? And I think everyone's been through a season in their life where they asked that, and why do I have to go through this kind of pain? And it's a really lonely season, and so I think if you've been in that place or you're in that place, I fully believe that asking those tough questions can make your faith stronger. It can make you a stronger person, and sometimes you just need someone to say what you're thinking out loud, and that's kind of what that song does, I think. And I'm a big believer that if you say it out loud, then you can move through it and be stronger on the other side of it. Juanita, I'm so glad. She said this has been awesome. I'm so glad you feel that way. I agree. This has been so much fun. I've really loved doing this. Yeah, this has just been a blast. One little funny fact about this song that inspired this song. I don't know where I heard this piece of trivia, but I always loved learning that diamonds are one of the strongest materials in the world. I'm a little bit of a nerd like that. I just love like random little trivia facts. And I don't know, I thought it was just really fun to take an idea of like this song is just kind of one giant metaphor, right? Because obviously your heart couldn't be made out of diamonds or steel or put walls up around it, right? But I thought that was such a fun and interesting idea to take something that you physically can't do, but I just kind of gave it some images and some ways to really talk about that. Shay says it's a huge strength too to look back at how far you've come. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I think like there are so many moments on this record where it's just a moment, right? Like it just kind of zooms in on a moment, and it's not meant to be a place that you're in that forever. You're not supposed to ask those hard questions forever, right? But what a good way to just kind of yeah. Shannon said helps you pull up those big girl panties after a needed rest and move on again. Yeah, exactly. Like I think you're allowed to like have a tough moment and have a moment to let it all out, and I think that's what this song does on this record. And just kind of lets you break down for a second. Craig, you're bringing up some Tolkien. I love that. Yeah, I totally get that. My heart will always be steel. I get that. I get that. Yeah, I think, really like when I first started writing songs, I was in my early teens. Um and honestly, like the reason why I did that was because I had a really hard time kind of saying what I really thought or figuring out what I felt. And that's why I feel like a lot of my music is it's stuff that questions things, and because it's kind of the way I process stuff. Like a lot of times I sit down and I don't really know how I feel about something, and as I'm writing, I'm kind of figuring out like, oh, that's how I felt about that situation. And I know that sounds really strange, but it's always been kind of a way for me to unlock how I was feeling. Um, and so like that idea of, you know, you could put a wall around you so that you never got your heart broken is is something that I really feel like pretty deeply. Um, and yeah, wrote this at a time where that was, I had gotten my heart broken pretty hard, and was really kind of wishing that it was like that. And it's a pretty vulnerable song, but I think that's what I love about it. The other thing that's funny is like you guys are really the first people to ever hear this song, and I love that. Um, like literally, I've kept this one very close to the vest. Um, Maybe shared a little bit here and there of kind of a clip, but really the people who are doing the hike with me and doing this, you guys are the first people to hear this in its entirety. So thanks for letting it be a safe space and letting it be kind of an open the diary moment and share with you guys. Um, it's a really special one, and I feel like this one is kind of like the dark horse of the record, you know. So every day we kind of ask a journal prompt, and today's journal prompt is there a time in your life where you went through something hard or you asked some of those big questions about faith or about life, and you felt like when it was said and done and you kind of made it through that season, it did make you stronger or it made your faith stronger. Is there an example of that? That was the thing that I kind of feel like this song makes you really reflect on. um, and then it's kind of funny, I've also had a lot of people, the song asks a big question, why make hearts fragile enough to break? And obviously it's kind of a metaphor, and it's kind of it's not a real question, but I also love that I've had a lot of people answer that question to me. I had a beautiful, beautiful message last week about someone who had seen a clip of that song, and they were like, well, this is why I think we have to go through hard things. And it was a beautiful answer. It was, I think it keeps you soft, and it keeps you open. And it's a beautiful, that's another beautiful thing to kind of reflect on with this song. Shay says, I built a wall after, and my husband came in like a wrecking ball. Glad you were able to heal and find such passionate love. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, me too. Me too. Mm, I love that comment. I love that. I wanted to play the studio version of that song. I love stripping this song down. I love the acoustic performance of this song that I shared with you guys too. Um, but there's something about the studio version that I really love. Like, I think you would expect it to just kind of be like a really chill ballad, and it's not. There feels like there's like a lot of hope and a lot of power behind it, and so that's why I love sharing that. Craig says, I'm doing a sponsored 100-mile walk for abused animals. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Yeah, Shannon, you can get bitter or you can get better. I love that. I love that. That's a great quote. I love that. Hmm. This one actually, it might be the only song it might be the correct place on the track. This one is a pretty late one in the actual record, as you're going to see when you get the whole record on Wednesday. Um, yeah, I think it's a good one to reflect. It's a good one to reflect on. Mm, yeah, hate is such a negative emotion. Can't go there. Mm. We're almost through the whole record. Can you guys believe it? You guys are killing it with the quotes right now. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you might get. That's so true. So true. We're almost through the whole record. There are only 2 songs left. Um, I love it. Tomorrow, we highlight one more song, and then um, the final day you get the final song and you get the whole record in its entirety. Hmm. I was just thinking through if you guys would like to hear this one live. Greg, I'm going to go with a really sweet fan. I don't think you're stalker level. Absolutely not. This has just been really cool. I'm glad you guys have felt this too. I'm going to really miss this when it's over. I really am. And if you really enjoyed the hike, this has been a time where we've gone through this live. Mostly because I wanted to do this. I wanted to be present with you guys. That's why we chose to do it live. I wanted to do live streams with you guys. I wanted to be able to respond to you because I think so often like we don't realize that like this is kind of what it's all about. Like it's building a community. It's music is all about kind of sharing, shared experiences, saying like, "Oh, I've been there too." And that was kind of the whole point, right? Um, but after this is all said and done, if you're like, man, that was really cool, and I really think my friend would enjoy this, or I really think, um, you know, a family member would enjoy this, you can always share the hike with them, and these live streams will be recorded for them, and they'll get all the bonus material. But it's really a chance for them to join the community too. If you know someone who you think would really enjoy this music, I would love that. Shay, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. I am really proud of this. It I had a lot of people who were really confused when I announced the hike. They thought it should just go to streaming first. And I really, really struggled with that. Like, oh, is this the right thing to do? And um, it has been really beautiful to meet people and say hi. And it could not have been the better way to release this record. Just sharing where all these songs come from. It's been really, really cool. Really wonderful. Really wonderful. And she says, and your team. I should say, like, there's not a big team here. Like, it really is me. I do have someone that I work with putting this together a little bit. And, some production people and things like that. But for the most part, like, when I think of the team, it's you guys and it's me. And I love that too. And this allows us to really do that. Yeah, that's how I feel too, Shay. She says, you're a family now. I know, that's how I feel. I haven't played anything live for a minute. Do we want to hear this song live or hear Marilyn live? Because I didn't get to play that one. I didn't play that live yesterday. Or we could play Lost live. There's a few actually. You have a complaint? Craig, what's your complaint? Can you guys hear that guitar okay? I'm going to go ahead and play Lost live. Can you guys hear the guitar? I swear this mountain air can almost get me high. Whispers of wildflower fields, sharp scent of pine. The mist clings to the treetops while I sit here alone. I'm stuck thinking of you, chasing old ghosts. Leave me here with your voice in my head. Dreams in the dresser, hopes under the bed. On the side of this mountain, pain far away, scatter our ashes from the rings in the lake. We reach the peak, try to turn around, but we got lost on the way down. clearing my mind. Too many memories to drown, not enough wine. Leaves change with each season, snow turns to rain. The reasons you left me are always the same. Leave me here with your voice in my head. Dreams in the dresser, hopes under the bed. On the side of this mountain, pain far away, scatter our ashes, throw the rings in the lake. We reach the peak, try to turn around, but we got lost on the way down. Leave me here, your voice in my head. Dreams in the dresser, hopes under the bed. On the side of this mountain, pain far away, scatter our ashes, throw the rings in the lake. We reach the peak, try to turn around, but we got lost. Oh, we got lost on the way down. Might not be as beautiful as Marilyn, standing in the mirror in these blue jeans. Voices in my head saying they're too tight, even though I bought them last week. Might not be as stylish as Audrey, the image of envy and grace. If that's what it means to be a woman, I'm always gonna feel out of place. If I'm telling the truth, I wanna believe that I'm beautiful too. When TV screens, grocery store magazines, they all can make it so hard to achieve. But perfect ain't real, pretty will fade. And Marilyn probably felt the same way that I do. Might not be as beautiful as Judy, my youth has already gone to waste. We're both friends with the same demons, chasing rainbows for better days. If I'm telling the truth, I choose to believe I'm beautiful too. When TV screens, grocery store magazines, they all can make it so hard to achieve. But perfect ain't real, pretty will fade. And Marilyn probably felt the same way that I do. Do you? not be as innocent as I used to be. I've seen the toll that it will take. Always fighting to feel worthy, pretending the mask will never break. If I'm telling the truth, I choose to believe I'm beautiful too. When TV screens, grocery store magazines, they all can make it so hard to achieve. But perfect ain't real, pretty will fade. And Marilyn probably felt the same way that I do. That I do. Sorgy, it's good, so good to see you. I'm so glad you like that one. He says this song heals. Yeah, I think so too. I really do. I really do. Well, thanks for letting me share a couple of them live with you guys. I hadn't done that for a few nights because we were on the road. And so that was really fun. Well, if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat now. Otherwise, I'm going to kind of talk about the next couple nights. We have 2 more nights on our Hike live streams. Tomorrow we've got a new song for you. And then the night after that, you get the full record along with our final song. So I'm really excited about it. If today was the campfire and we took a rest and we were able to kind of reflect on these songs, tomorrow is really a celebration and a chance to really start flying down the mountain. You know, when you get to the end of your hike and you're like, I can see the end. We've been on quite a journey together. That's what tomorrow is all about. And it's fun and it's kind of a celebration. And I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much for spending another night with me. This has been a real joy, and I love you guys. And yeah, Craig, you're the only one that's been here every single night from the very beginning. So I appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and tune off, but it has been wonderful to see you guys, and I will see you again tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your night.